Have you ever wondered what happens to all the paper you toss in the recycling bin? Or what about that cardboard box from your last online order? Well, some of it gets a second life in a pretty surprising way as the humble egg tray that protects your breakfast. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of sustainable egg tray production. It's a journey from waste paper to a sturdy, eco-friendly product, and trust me, it's cooler than you think. So, where does it all begin? It starts with a giant pile of what most people would consider trash: used newspapers, old magazines, cardboard, and other scrap paper. This isn't just about cleaning up. It's about giving these materials a brand new purpose. The first major step is called pulping. All this waste paper is thrown into a massive vat of water, kind of like a giant blender for paper. It gets churned and agitated until it breaks down into its individual fibers, forming a thick, soupy mixture called paper pulp. Think of it like a gray, lumpy oatmeal. During this stage, any impurities like staples, plastic bits, or leftover glue are carefully screened out. This ensures that the final product is clean and strong. It's amazing to watch how what was once a jumble of discarded paper turns into a uniform, usable raw material. Once we have our clean paper pulp, the next step is all about getting the consistency just right. The pulp is still mostly water at this point, so it's transferred to another tank where more water might be added or removed to achieve the perfect thickness. This is a crucial step because if the pulp is too thin, the egg trays will be flimsy. If it's too thick, it can clog up the machinery and create uneven products. Sometimes natural additives are mixed in, like sizing agents, which help make the final tray more water-resistant. This is important because you don't want your egg tray to fall apart if it gets a little damp. It's a bit like baking a cake. You need to get the batter just right before you pour it into the pan. Now for the really cool part: molding. This is where the soupy pulp starts to take on its familiar egg-holding shape. The process uses a machine with a set of molds. These molds are shaped like the top and bottom of an egg tray and are covered in a fine mesh screen. The mold is dipped into the pulp slurry, and a powerful vacuum system sucks the water out through the mesh. As the water is pulled away, a layer of paper fibers is left clinging to the surface of the mold, forming a wet, fragile version of an egg tray. It's a bit like magic, watching a solid shape emerge from a liquid in just a few seconds. The machine then transfers this wet tray onto a conveyor belt, ready for the next stage. But these freshly molded trays are still damp and squishy, nowhere near strong enough to hold a dozen eggs. They need to be dried, and this is a critical energy-intensive part of the process. The wet trays travel slowly on a conveyor belt through a very long drying tunnel or oven. This oven is heated, often using natural gas or sometimes even biomass, to carefully and evenly evaporate all the remaining moisture. The temperature and speed are controlled precisely. If it's too hot or too fast, the trays can become brittle or warp. If it's too slow, it wastes energy and slows down production. As the trays emerge from the other side of the tunnel, they are firm, rigid, and ready for action. After drying, the egg trays are almost complete. They go through a final shaping process called hot pressing. The dried trays are placed between heated metal plates that press them firmly into their final crisp shape. This step not only smooths out any rough edges and strengthens the structure, but also sterilizes the tray, ensuring it's hygienic and safe for contact with food. It's what gives the egg tray that sharp, defined look and feel. Think of it as ironing a shirt to make it look neat and professional. This final press locks the fibers together, creating that surprisingly strong structure we rely on to get our eggs home safely. Once the trays are pressed and perfect, they're ready for the last steps. They are automatically stacked into neat piles, counted, and then bundled up for shipping. From here, they are sent to egg farms and packing facilities all over the country and even the world. The next time you see one will be at your local grocery store, cradling a dozen eggs. The entire process, from a pile of scrap paper to a finished egg tray, is a beautiful example of a circular economy. It takes waste materials and transforms them into something incredibly useful, reducing landfill waste and saving trees. So, why is this process so important? Well, for starters, it's incredibly sustainable. By using 100% recycled paper, we're diverting tons of waste from landfills where it would otherwise decompose and release methane, a potent greenhouse gas. This process also uses significantly less water and energy compared to producing virgin paper products from trees. Plus the final product, the egg tray itself, is both biodegradable and compostable. Once you're done with it, you can toss it into your compost bin where it will break down and return to the earth, enriching the soil.
Oh.
It's a closed-loop system that's gentle on our planet. Compared to the plastic or styrofoam egg cartons you sometimes see,
Oh.
these molded pulp trays are a clear winner for the environment. Plastic and styrofoam are derived from fossil fuels, a non-renewable resource. They also take hundreds, if not thousands, of years to break down, and in the process, they can release harmful microplastics into our soil and water. So every time you choose eggs in a paper pulp tray, you're making a small but meaningful choice to support a more sustainable system. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, please hit that like button and consider subscribing for more stories about the amazing science and sustainability behind everyday things. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.